best friend, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm ready for another amazing show.
It's not just any show today, though. You've been waiting a year and a half for this moment. You've had special guests on. I remember you talking to Coach Dockich, the man who shut down Michael Jordan his last college game, former Indiana basketball coach, who asked you, who do you really want to get? You said Boise State, but you hadn't set it up yet. He goes, you'll get them. Don't give up, Zane. Well, we'll let Coach Dockich know that you have exactly who you wanted on, top of the list, top of your list. Who is our special guest today, buddy?
Well, we have Mr. Andy Avalos.
From where?
From Boise State.
The head football coach. Yes. Well, why don't you welcome Coach, and then I'll have you say some facts about him.
Well, hi, Coach, and thanks for being on the show.
Zane, thank you for wanting to have Boise State and having the interest. Love all the blue that you're sporting back there, on your podcast and stuff. And we're very fortunate to be guests on your show today.
Yeah, thanks.
So, buddy, why don't you give us some facts? I just got a couple facts at the end about Coach. Go ahead. Go down your list.
Well, from 2006 to 2008, he was a graduate assistant at Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
From 2009 to 2010, he was a defensive line coach at Nebraska-Kearney.
I think I've heard of Nebraska-Kearney. What's their nickname?
The Lopes.
Wow, you got a lot of stuff in your room. How would you know that they're the Lopes? Because that wasn't on your sheet. How do you know that?
Well, I just you're putting me on the spot.
That's right, I am. What do you have in your room?
You want me to give it away right now?
Give it away right now. Show.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted me to.
Started out with a bang.
That was the cue. We're gonna get to see it now, huh?
All right, I was trying to hide it.
Go ahead, show Coach.
I just got this a couple days ago.
There we go. The Lopers. That's why I was looking at that flag back there. I was like, what does that say back there? The UNK Lopers. That was
unbelievable. Unbelievable. When we were going over the facts today, he goes, Dad, you just got this in the mail the other day. I ordered it.
That is awesome. What a coincidence, but
unbelievable.
Great stop for my wife and I way back when we started our career. Keep going, Zane. There's more.
All right. And then in 2011, he was the linebackers coach at Sacramento State.
Okay.
He's also a four all-time in tackles at Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
He was listed as one of the top 30 greatest players in Boise State history.
Yeah.
He has 2 Pac-12 championships, 3 Mountain West championships as the Boise State head coach. And he has 2 Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference championships when he was at Nebraska-Kearney. Oh, he also has 3 Western Athletic Conference championships as a player at Boise State.
Yeah. So he done it all. I know that they got those Mountain West championships when he was on staff, and he's gonna start racking them up as head coach. No pressure, Coach.
Let's go, Zane. That's what I'm talking about.
Buddy, you got anything else? I know that he was D coordinator at Oregon, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
A couple years, and then Boise just pulled him away. He was up for a bunch of the highest awards for college football assistant coaches, and then Boise plucked him away from Oregon, and then Miami plucked away Oregon's head coach. And
he was coaching with Mario Cristobal, right?
Yeah, well done, sir. Well done. Yeah.
Who's at Miami right now.
So I only have a couple facts. I know that he's from California and that he coached at his former high school. So started out there, and that he has 2 daughters, Peyton and Paige. So Coach, welcome to the show. And there's our intro.
That is awesome. I appreciate you guys. It's been a journey that is, sometimes it's seemed very long, but it is flown by. I'm very grateful and blessed to have had all those opportunities, not only to play on championship teams, coach championship teams, but to be around championship people.
Well, buddy, let's start it off. First question.
All right. I'm probably the biggest Boise State fan in New York. Can you tell people about all the cool things that most people might not know about Boise State?
Well, I think everybody knows it's a trademark that we have, the blue turf in our Albertson Stadium, which is awesome. But there's so many more cool things about this program. Not only are we the, one of the winningest teams in college football since 2000, but we make it cool here to get good grades and to get our degrees. And we have a team GPA of over a 3.0. And so that's a big deal. There's not a lot of football teams that are doing that. And so I think that's a cool thing that we make happen around here. We celebrate it. And, part of being a Boise State Broncos, you get to live in this great city. And this is one of the fastest growing cities, in the nation for all the right reasons. So there are a lot of cool things, and we can't wait for you, Zane, to come out and visit us and experience some of those.
He's been talking about it, Coach. He's racking up the freaking flyer miles for me. I tell you that. Flying this guy all over since he was 5. Buddy, I got to tell Coach real quick. When he was 5, he asked to go to a Razorbacks game. When he was 5, because he liked their logo. So I figured he'd forget about it by the time he was 6, and obviously didn't know geography. He didn't. But luckily, I knew Brett from my college coaching days in Wisconsin, so contacted him when he was coaching down in Arkansas. And we went down. I flew him down with me when he was 6 years old for the LSU Arkansas game. Unbelievable. So that's how it started there. And for the last 6 years, it's just gotten bigger and bigger. So that'll be actually awesome. Probably be a little bit shorter trip. Who knows? But Bud, what's your next question?
Can you tell me how you worked your way up to being the head coach at Boise State?
Well, you know what, buddy? It probably started when I was about your age, running around on the practice field, being the ball boy. My dad was an assistant coach at a high school. And I just, I really grew for a passion and love of being around the game and learning the game. And, it's taken a long while to get to this point. But I would say this throughout it all, the biggest thing that I was just focused on is learning and growing and trying to improve and find new things that I can do a better job of each and every day, each and every year. And so it's one of the secrets that I've had is I've just always focused on what my current role was and how can I do it better and how can I grow as a person and obviously as a mentor, a teacher, and a coach.
Yeah.
What do you think? You've been around it. You've thought about coaching a little bit and a whole bunch of different things in sports, right?
Yeah, I have definitely.
You've had directors of football and basketball, and he likes to know all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, which is good at this age to understand, the whole process. So he's actually going to be helping out this year with one of the varsity teams as a ball boy during the season for a couple of games. So I'm excited for him.
That would be a great experience. Just, you're going to get a good look at, what happens at practice throughout the game days and how everything comes together. But we got a young CEO of an organization in some sports league in the making right now. If he loves and has a passion for how it all connects behind the scenes, which is a very fun part. Obviously, in my new role, that's a big part of what I do now. I don't get to do as much X's and O's, but we've just shifted that organization and leading people into, all the different departments in our facility now.
Yeah, we're actually going to get a hold of, we don't know who it is, but Zane and I spoke briefly about getting a hold of the people in the FCS championship stuff because I directed our flag football advanced league last year and I had Zane pick, the teams. He wanted all teams that people probably didn't know about. So we were probably the only league in the country that had all names of FCS teams. So it was incredible. Obviously he had to be, we had to be the Jackrabbits, South Dakota State. And then the rest of the teams he picked, people are like, wow, this is very unique. I was like, yeah, that's my son.
I had one that was, I did pick Sacramento State.
That's right. You did pick Sacramento State.
There we go. The Hornets. Now we're talking.
Unbelievable. All right. Next question, buddy.
All right. What's the time in your life when you wanted to give up, but you didn't? And how did you stay tough?
You know what? We were just talking. We had story time with all our incoming freshmen where, just to make sure we get an opportunity to talk and get to know each other a little bit better, understand each other's backgrounds, our whys, what motivates us. And as coaches, we talk about some of the adversities that we've been through in our life. And one of the hardest ones for me was when I was a freshman, freshman camp, August, fall camp, living in the dorms away from home, and the old school rules, doing 2 practices a day and working to find my way and figure it out. But what kept me going is what always does, and that's faith and remembering my why and my commitment to what I said I wanted to do and how I was going to do it. And I think when you have a foundation, you can lean on that. You can stand on that foundation and work your way through any adversities or circumstances that you find yourself in that are tough.
Yeah.
That's something that you're going to go back and really process again. And coach, just so you know, obviously these episodes are for him to grow as a person. So when he goes back, he like takes a couple things out of every episode. You're going to go back and you're going to really process that, buddy, because that's an awesome answer.
Yeah. For my bonus question, what are some of your hobbies and what's your favorite sports movie?
Well, hobbies. I love fishing. So that's a cool thing. As a Boise State Bronco, we can walk right out of our football facility and there's a river that goes right past it. And there is great fishing in there. As well as I like water sports in general. I like, my daughters enjoy the water. My wife does. So we spend a little bit of time. There's lakes around here. When we do get an opportunity to get away and have some family time, we enjoy doing those things. And I think my favorite sports movie, that's a tough one because the way I look at it, you got to break it into segments, and we can go all the way back to movies like The Mighty Ducks, right? From way back, and then maybe Remember the Titans is a strong one. Have you seen that one?
No,
He
actually,
hasn't seen that one, yeah, but that's on the list of ones to see.
Yeah, you'll enjoy that, buddy. That's a great one about not only teamwork and coming together, but working through the differences that people may have to find out that we're all alike on the inside.
It is a great one. Zane, what's one of your favorite movies?
Probably Miracle on Ice.
Oh, that's
Miracle,
awesome.
Yeah. We went up to Lake Placid just for the pandemic hit for the 40th anniversary of Miracle on Ice, just because it's not that far from where, I mean, it's like 4 hours, but still, it was worth it.
That's one of your closer trips.
Yeah, that was a closer one, Coach. You're right. Zane, Coach said he loved fishing. I grab that pic of you and Captain Wegman over by the window. Okay.
Yep.
Do that because I think he would like to see that. Zane actually has been practicing. He loves fishing. And I told him if he did it for a couple years, we're big trout and salmon right on Lake Ontario.
There you go.
Then I would take him for mahi fishing because that's his goal. He wants to catch a mahi. But look at that, baby. He caught that salmon. It's about a 20-pound salmon with Captain Wegman during the pandemic. Got him out there and his arms were burning.
Well, Z, I'll tell you what. Up here in God's country, there's a lot of trout to be caught. There's salmon that come through here. And you can, all the fishing in the world that you would want. That'll be a fun thing for you to do when you come visit us, is be able to hop out and go fishing right outside the facility and catch some rainbow trout right in the Boise River right here.
That's awesome. Zane, before you get to the last part of your show, Memorabilia Minute, I know you have a bunch of stuff that you're going to show, Coach. Coach, I did have one thing I wanted to mention to you that Zane was able to watch. Obviously, he wasn't born when Boise had one of the best finishes ever in a college football game and beat Oklahoma. And he forced me to put in the Statue of Liberty play for the flag football season.
Flag football. How did that go?
We scored on it.
Yes.
And we waited.
Tradition carries on.
We had to wait for everyone got a chance at quarterback once through the season. So he's both righty and lefty. So I'm like, all right, which way we're going to do this? So he goes, we got to run the Boise play. So that went really well this season. And the only question I had is, could you talk about your interception? I think it was against Louisville when you ran it back in college 92 yards. I watched the highlight, and sometimes when we do highlights, like we had Rene Ngoli, who was up for College Football Hall of Fame for UMass. He was the number 2 scorer in FCS history behind Jerry Rice when he stopped playing. We had him on last week. And sometimes when we show highlights, YouTube wants to like not show our video because of rights or whatever. So I was going to show it. I'm like, I don't want to risk it, but just talk a little bit about, that moment in your career, because I watched it a couple of times. It was pretty cool. You were motoring.
Well, that was, first off, it's significant. It was a long time ago, but that was the last game that I was in a Boise State uniform, as a player. And so it's ironic enough, my coaches, we practiced and obviously saw that play a couple times in practice. And when it came up in the game, the formation came up and the routes started to progress, and realizing that we're going to get the route that we had practiced. From there, it was playing flag football. I was catching a football and running as fast as you can. And that was about the 9th play of the drive, 10th play of the drive. So needless to say, I was a little winded already. Thank goodness I had a bunch of guys blocking for me. I don't know if I would have made it there, guys.
I noticed that you weren't looking at the QB until your eyes were somewhere else. And then all of a sudden you look back up, and I was impressed with your reflexes. You looked up and then it was like you had been a receiver all your life. I'm like, wow, that was an amazing catch.
Well, that's because, again, the coaches, I saw that play a couple times, and to be honest, I was a little shocked when I saw the routes, and I was like, this is the play. And when I turn around, that ball is going to be right there. And, the ending of it, I try to forget because I was pretty winded and tired after that. So, but it was, what, those are the moments that make playing this game so great. And it really, any sport, you have fun preparing and training with your teammates, with your coaches, with your team. And then, when you have the opportunity to make plays like that, it makes it all worthwhile.
It's got to feel good to know that you guys, probably your classes, 2000s, early 2000s, are the foundation, a real good foundation for where Boise is now, a national brand, international brand, and, giving a lot of, I guess, influence to what's happened in, I guess, my opinion, other people's opinion, with the playoffs. Like, give more people a chance because of that game in 2006 and the success that teams have had. It doesn't have to necessarily be all the power conferences. And everyone will point back to certain games, and this is definitely one of them where it's probably the most exciting game that I've ever watched, probably of any sport. So,
no, you're 100% right, and to be a part of this program, this university, this city and state, been very blessed with all the opportunities, whether it be as a player, as a coach, and as you're speaking to, that's what makes sports. Any given day, right?
Correct. Buddy, last part.
All right.
To show coach.
A bunch of stuff.
Memorabilia minute.
First off, I have a Boise hat.
Yes, there we go.
He was going to wear it, but the lighting wasn't right for the episode.
Yeah. I actually wore this for school pictures this year.
He did.
That is awesome. That's what you took your school picture in, huh?
You weren't kidding. He loves his Boise.
A couple years ago, I wore this for school pictures too.
Well, we're going to figure out what your size is. We got to keep that trend rolling. We'll slide you a little something for this.
You're going to make his year, coach. You're going to make his year.
And I have a Boise helmet.
There we go. You love the blue on blue. I see that.
You got his 2 Boise pennants in the back on the wall. I don't know if you can see those.
Oh yeah.
This isn't Boise, but I have a Colorado sweatshirt.
One of my alma maters.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why I pulled it out of the closet.
You pulled it out.
I didn't. Oh, because you can reach it.
Yeah. I have this.
Oh yeah, we got one of those at our house right there.
Yeah. And
there's his bed, a Boise comforter and a Boise pillow.
Well, we're going to make sure that we keep Boise State in the league with all your memorabilia in your room in there. So we're going to get you squared away with a few others.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Here.
There we go.
So that's it, Coach. That's what we got for you. You know, I know you are super busy because you're starting the season up. We obviously stay up. I'm watching the games with him most of the time, but if it's on a weekend, I let him stay up past his bedtime. He's allowed to, and he has been for years watching your games. So,
Well, not only thank you, Zane, for allowing us to come on and thinking about us, but more importantly, Zane, thank you for bleeding blue all the way on the East Coast up in New York. That's awesome, man. We appreciate you. You are the #1 fan in New York.
Thank you.
all right, buddy, let's wrap it up. Say your goodbyes to Coach, and then what you always say at the end, and we'll call it a day. Great show, Coach. Thanks from a sports dad and a retired college coach. Thank you very much for spending the time. I know how busy your schedule is. Trust me, I know. So thank you very, very much.
Thanks for being on the show, Coach, and spending time with me.
No problem, buddy. I look forward to doing it again. And you know what it is. Go Broncos.
Go
Yep.
Broncos. All right, buddy, hit your saying, and then we'll
All
end
right.
it.
As Jimmy Valvano said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Bye.
Great
Yes, sir.
episode. Great. Good luck this season, Coach.
Good luck.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
All right.